Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. There has been discussion, some questions exchanged in the community regarding the matter styled as Steve Goncalves et al. Versus Washington State University relative to the forthcoming hearing scheduled on February 27th that will be entertained by Judge Kimberly Evanson. She is the assigned judge to this matter in federal court. And the questions are, will this hearing be televised, broadcast in any respect? And what is this hearing about? Well, first and foremost, usually proceedings in federal court historically have not been broadcast, like you may have seen in state court proceedings, such as Idaho versus Koberger. Many of the hearings in that case were broadcast. But again, that's state court. Federal court is a different situation. Federal court has tended to historically be a lot more formal. However, the Western District of Washington, where this case is proceeding, happens to be one of the federal court divisions involved in a pilot program regarding broadcasting of federal proceedings. And there's a form that needs to be filled out if one of the parties, the media, if a member of the general public would like to apply to have a case like this proceeding broadcast. I have a link in the description to this podcast episode that will take you to the applicable portion of the Western Division of Washington's website, where you can see the form and you can learn more about this pilot program. But in checking the court docket, as of yesterday, the 12th of February, the last time it was updated, there is no form indicating no one has applied to have this broadcast. So at least as of right now, there hasn't even been an application for it to be broadcast unless something changes in the next few days. It looks like it won't be. The other issue is, what is this hearing all about? It's actually going to be the first one ever in this case. If you look at the court docket and go to January 30th, 2020, you're going to see the answer to the question. That day, WSU filed a motion to transfer venue to get the case moved from the Western District of Washington, where it is right now, to the Eastern District. There's a declaration that was filed in support, and it will tell you why it is that WSU is seeking to have venue changed. Also, if you look on page 1, you're going to see that it has been set for motion calendar on the 27th of February. So that tells you this is the proceeding, the sole one as of right now, that has been set for hearing that day. And it's always helpful to take a look at the federal rules of civil procedure in order to understand what's going on. The federal rules of civil procedure are the rules of practice and procedure that govern matters in civil cases, like this case is in the federal court system. And Rule 7B1 governs motions. And that rule says, quote, an application to the court for an order shall be made by motion, which, unless made during a hearing or trial, shall be made in writing, shall state with particularity the grounds therefor, and shall set forth the relief or order sought. End of quote. A motion is an application, a request for a court order. You see here the motion at issue, transfer of venue, the grounds thereof, the reasons why WSU wants it changed, and the relief it's seeking. It's asking Judge Evanson, please enter an order transferring this case. If that motion is granted, that will be the first and only time that Judge Evanson will be presiding over the hearing, because if she grants it, the case is done in the Western District and before her. Everything gets transferred in terms of all of the docketed papers to the Eastern District, whichever courthouse they select. New file is opened up. You'll see a new case number, and a judge will be assigned in the Eastern District. Now, in terms of plaintiffs, they have an opportunity to be heard regarding this matter. They, however, as of yesterday, the last date that the docket was updated, have not filed a response. Remember, when they filed it in Saget County, which is in the Western District of the state. So it stands to be seen if they are going to oppose and fight this transfer, or if they're going to say, we agree, this case should be moved. Please stay tuned to the Indie Zone for further updates. Until next time, this is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.